What do you make of... Hello guys, it's Esteemed here. Welcome back to a watch along. Very late in the day. I couldn't get the kids to bed. They decided to be very awkward, so I'm a little bit late. I apologise. But if you're watching right now, you're joining in. City are about to kick off in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Let me 1 second do the. Let me do a quick tweet about this because I'm very late to it all. Live watch along. Man City versus Newcastle. I'm typing as it is. Join me now. Join me live now. There we go. Yeah, fingers crossed City can secure a place in the final against Arsenal nonetheless, which will be an ugly game, but you got to do what you got to do. Fingers crossed we can get there 2-0 up, of course, from the first leg. I'm typing as I do this. If you're watching, please say hello in the chat and give me some grace for doing this as quick as I can. I've had a very, 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 very busy day. There we go. Done the tweet. There we go. Hello to anyone who's joined. Has anyone joined yet? I mean, is it are you even live? We are underway anyway. We are underway. There we go. Evening, MH. Oh, thank you very much, mate. Good morning. Yeah. Anyway, but how you doing, guys? Sorry, I got distracted. We're underway. 22 seconds in. I'm just live. MH the third. Thank you very much. Yeah, this video I did a video this morning. I expected it to be quite divisive. I've actually had a lot more support than I thought I would do. I was a bit ready to be attacked and thrown under the bridge, but actually, I think a lot of people, even if they didn't necessarily agree, I think a lot of people actually respected my honesty, if that makes sense. My move's going forward. And he's got his first shot blocked. But yeah, I think I actually got some. I didn't expect to get quite teary in that, but I think I truly do care. I care about the state the world is, and I thinking about that video earlier. I did. I understand. I said to Nicola afterwards. I was chatting about doing it, and I said to her, I was gutted it was quite simple, you know. But I guess I said that was also the point, because I think the message Guardiola was saying was never about who was right on either side. Because that stuff is, I understand, that could go on forever, and there'll be people more knowledgeable about all those things than I ever will be, and so on. But I think the point I was trying to make earlier is that the simple measure is when you do some of the things that you resort to as a result of your argument, you lose the argument. You know, if it gets to the point where the treatment of children and people and all this kind of stuff is as Oh, the political side. I did it. I don't know, Peter. I just try my best. I don't know. I have no idea. But I guess the point is I think there's a line when innocents, children, so on. We always say children and women, by the way, which I understand when people say that. But I also think, you know, fathers, sons, people like these, everyone, every single person. I understand the distinction, but I sort of hate the distinction because, you know, my boys one day are going to be grown men, but they're still my boys and still my babies, you know? Even the 30, 40-year-old men, they're still my babies. And I guess the point I'm making is when you start doing the things that you do to people's kids, especially kids, we've lost. We've all lost. And Guardiola's point was a simple one. Away from all the noise, deal with the people first, and everything else afterwards, you know. And I mean, that's how I feel about it. Like, I actually understand it's way more complicated than I ever could possibly put into words, and I actually don't think there's a solution for a lot of the things. I think people naturally butt heads, and I think that's always going to be an issue. What I do feel is that we all, none of us should ever be happy with the outcome, and I think a lot of people are, because they've become so entrenched in their views that we feel it's an acceptable response. And someone who's been civil to me on social media earlier, for example, was justifying the use of murderous behaviour towards children because they might grow up to be terrorists. And I don't know. I just can't accept that. I'm sorry. That's punishment for being. I as a dad, and I stare in the eyes of my son, I realise that a child cannot be a terrorist. They cannot be a terrorist, you know. And anyone who's willing to submit an atrocity towards a child, is well, they are terrorists too. They are. I'm sorry. That's a baseline I will not ever separate or be unapologetic from. They are. Anyone who can hurt a child. Anyone who can hurt a child. A child that they know to be innocent, because all children are innocent. All children are innocent. I know it's such a hippie kind of thing to say, but it's just not. It's a humanity baseline thing, and I don't know. What were the points I made based in political science, Peter? I don't know. Anyway, I'll get to talking about football now. But obviously, that video this morning was but yeah, I don't know. I actually care. Thank you very much, MH, Tom, to Peter, to Odin, to Brooks, and you guys are the good guys. Well, you're not the good guys is the wrong way to put it, but you guys, I guess, you're the ones who understood what I was trying to say. Yeah. And for what it's worth, a lot of the kickback I've had against it is for people just arguing the points of who was right and wrong, which is sort of missing the point. And as I said, they didn't listen to the video. They just they wanted to argue. And I understand a lot of people argue because they care, but they didn't want to listen. They wanted to say they were right. And that's not what I will ever say. The one thing I will ever, always know is that I am right on the treatment of children. I am. I know I'm right on that. I absolutely am right on that. And my conscience is incredibly clean on that front and always will be. Oh, that's exactly how I feel. I actually are quite like. The thing is, I don't actually believe, and I think there's a lot of probably strong left views that everyone will be this happy melting pot and we'll all get on together. I don't think it's actually possible. I really don't. I'm not stupid. I look around as well in this country and I see a lot of cultures mesh beautifully. I also see a lot of cultures clash, and I don't think there's anything wrong in admitting that some things are just incompatible. I think that's life, some people are just chalk and cheese, and like there's a lot of parts of some cultures that I can't respect, and there's some parts of my cultures closest to me that I can't respect either. And that's not because I'm a bad person. It's just because they don't align with my core values. And if I say that, and as a reasonably decent person in control of my emotions and in control of my worldview quite strongly, I think I've got a decent moral core. Imagine people who aren't maybe quite as balanced or emotionally stable. I don't know. I think essentially. I think there has to be an element of, I don't know. Anyway, go forward, go City. We're winning. I apologise for all this stuff. Marmouche has scored the scrappiest goal ever. Go on, City. And I've just been waffling about politics. I apologise. Well, that's the tie surely over. 3-0 on aggregate. Pep looks buzzing. Damn right he does. So Marmouche does really well. Lovely little flick. Lovely 1-2 reminders. He's in behind. And he gets a little bit of luck, but you make your luck, don't you? It's a really good challenge as well, but it's obviously deflected off Marmouche. And it's a beautiful finish. He's dinked it over the keeper. Oh, you've got lucky, but you take it, don't you? Well, it's the positivity that makes that goal, doesn't it, from Marmouche? Fair play to him. Marmouche deserves that. Go on, Marmouche. Let me update the score on the screen. Yeah, I'll get my head in the game fully, but it's been an emotional day. I've spent a lot of time with my boys today, and after that video, I didn't know I was going to be crying on a video earlier. I just care. I'm an emotional little fucker. What can I say? But 1-0 up. I take that, City. I needed that. I needed an easy night tonight. I really did. Obviously, it could change in a heartbeat, but I've got a good feeling about that now. 1-0 up already is what we want to be early on, isn't it? I hope we see Sven Ipan tonight, by the way. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? The guy's returned from loan Middlesbrough. Brilliant save, James. James Trafford's just done really well there. Great save. It's too easy. They got through. Oh, he's done brilliantly, James. There, well done, mate. Fabulous stuff. Thank you so much, Curtis, for the super chat. Curtis said to you, love to you, Nicola, and the lads. Thank you so much, mate. You're a good egg. It's not lined up properly, is it? Let me get on screen. Thank you, mate. I massively appreciate it. You're a good lad, mate. I massively appreciate it. Thank you so much, mate. Just trying to be myself. Just trying to be the world I want to see, I guess. But yeah, back to that sort of thing. Peter, last thing I want to say is like, I don't think we all have to get on, and I think there's nothing wrong with going. If we don't get on, we'll change and we'll move on. I'll go, you go, whatever. I think ultimately, respect and everything is a prerequisite, really. I think I was an alright person before Aaron Dusman, but I think I'm a better person for being a better person than for being a dad, because I guess I really do truly care about where we're going more as a species, as a collective, because my sons have got to grow up into it, and I think that's something we're being robbed of, actually. With a lot of people obviously not having kids these days and so on. I think a lot of people probably aren't thinking about the world they're leaving behind, and I think I definitely am personally. Not that everyone is doing anything wrong for not having kids, obviously, but I think there's a potential for that to happen. Cheers, Odin, mate. Donnarumma is having the backup. Is a backup today, mate. That's just how it is. I thought I had a chance to chat about the team. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to do the preview. I didn't get a chance to chat about this earlier. I was live, bang on. Played Kusanov for defending. I'll bring the team up on screen and I'll have a chat about it now. We've already started. We're already winning 1-0, which is lovely stuff, obviously. So obviously this is the team today. I've got a Shirky on the thumbnail and he's not even on the bloody pitch. I'll have to get him on the thumbnail. There it is. I'll get Marmouche on the pitch if I can do. On the picture. Any pictures of Marmouche knocking about, lads? Go on, Reinders. Ain't no lovely ball to Reinders. Oh, Reinders nearly in the top corner. Lucky for Reinders, that. It's good football. He's a lovely turn for Reinders, as always. He's a great turner, and he's drilled that towards the far post, but not quite putting it back in the net. It's close, though. Many things, Reinders. Oh, it's a good save. Yeah, Reinders was in great form, wasn't he? His goals have dried up a little bit, but I'm sure he'll get there again. Yeah, back to that point. I guess generally just want everyone just to sort of that my biggest issue these days, and I know there'll be Trump fans watch this, but I'm sorry. I've noticed personally a massive shift in decency or just the whole fake news culture about just not talking to people with respect. Like human decency has disappeared massively over the past 10 years, and it does coincide, in my opinion, with populism and the false news era, fake news era, where you could just have the leader of the free world calling people a cunt, essentially, and getting away with it. And like, decency matters. And a lot of people say is like, oh, at least this politician says it as it is. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. I actually believe that politicians should put up, even if it's a lie, a veil of thank you, a veil of decency. Yeah, I think they should pretend, because I think civility matters, and I think if the leaders of the free world are rude to each other, the most important people in the world, then what does that send the message to everyone? It means everyone can be it. And you've only got to look at the way that people talk to each other in America now, or whatever, or the insurrections and all that kind of stuff. But people just don't care. They don't care because they're told not to care. They're told that you can talk to people however they want to. And then you've got, fucking presidents mocking journalists, telling women to smile and stuff like that. Jesus, like talking to them like an old-fashioned sexist. Like, then of course that drip feeds down to the rest of the planet. And I think decency, like, politicians should be decent. They should appear to be decent even if they're not. And I'd rather they lie about it, because I think pretending to be civil is important even if you don't feel like you want to be. Yeah, I don't know. civility matters, or the veil of civility at least. 1-0. Here's the City team anyway. I've updated the thumbnail now anyway. You'll be happy to know that Marmouche is on the thumbnail. No Shirky on it. So Nico Gonzalez starting today. Foden and Ryan is ahead of him. Aït-Nouri playing left wing today by the looks of it. Marmouche up top. Aït-Nouri's on sort. Is he sort of left wing? He's left back in here. O'Reilly. The Nicos are in midfield. I think Phil's sort of playing like a quasi false nine with Marmouche off the left. Yeah, Phil is playing a false nine really. Kinda. Played Phil. Oh, what's Phil done wrong? I don't know. Pep's leaving Musman. I think people are connecting the dots there, but the dots might not imply what they think. No, there's nothing in that, Phil. How is that a free kick? How is that a free kick, for fuck's sake? It's pathetic refereeing, isn't it? I think we'd have to be 2-0 up on the night, so 4-0 an aggregate Georgiel to get that scenario. Yeah. A size guide? I don't know, mate. The black one. Actually, yeah, do you know what? The black one came up a little bit tight on me, actually. I'm a large. It came up a little bit tight. How is that a free kick against that? I don't understand. Well, what's my measures? No idea, mate. I could not tell you. I'm about 5'10", and God, I don't know. I have no idea how much I weigh. I am a very normal sized person. Aït-Nouri's going forward here. He's shot. Put it back to Phil, mate. In behind by a mile there, Aït-Nouri. Trippier's treading water. We've got to pull back to Foden now, actually, in my opinion. Mid-age spread. Well, the home one doesn't. That's the thing. It's just the way it fits. I've got the home one and the home one, and that's absolutely fine. It just comes up a little bit tighter. Handball. Sprightly, isn't he, Marmouche? Yeah, I did see that shit. I'm actually not a fan of it. I saw it in person. I thought he looked alright on pictures. In person, it just looked a bit noisy for me. I wasn't really a fan of him. I mean, a lot of people like it, but I just didn't really like the... Oh, Foden shot blocked. Oh, across the goal. No one there. Semenyo's cut it across the goal. Nico couldn't quite get to it. Did really well there, City, to work the chance. Nico's a lovely little ball. No, he's not. He's trying to find O'Reilly, isn't he? Oh, unlucky Semenyo. Nearly. I'm surprised he didn't shoot, actually, giving it Semenyo from there. Playing well here, by the way. Go on, Phil. It's Reinders. Came forward. Yeah, well, we was shot for about 400 years. Right, he's doing well. Oh, Foden's corner. Blocked. £70 for shirts and shorts. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, Mamu just shoots from everywhere. Semenyo wide from distance. Oh God, threw a goal there again already. It's so easy. Massive save. Massive save. Just a header over the top to Gordon. It's so easy. And through a goal, Trafford with a big save. Oh, same with the super chat. Hello, Stephen. May this be a wonderful, peaceful year to you and your family and a successful year for City. Do you have any advice as I'm planning and proposing to love my life soon? How long's it been, mate? Proposal advice someone's asking for.
Ooh.
Nicholas just walked up at the exact same time. Do you know what? Nicholas went on for years at me to marry her. But I actually proposed.
You might remember.
Yeah, I proposed to Nicola in the place she least expected it. So we went to all these fancy places. We went to New York. We went to Canada. We went back to Scotland, up in the locks and all that kind of stuff, where everyone thought I went to Lisbon and all these beautiful places. And I decided just to do it in our flat. The day after the night we put a Christmas tree up, and it was a beautifully romantic moment. We were hungover and relaxed, and we put a Christmas tree up, and I just proposed them. We sat in and ate pizza together, and it was lovely. And we went around and saw our friends, and we told our family, and it was dead gentle. And I thought I'd surprise you massively. It was lovely, wasn't it? Nicola loved it. It was great. But my advice is enjoy it. Is my advice. I know it sounds really simple, but you probably know she's going to say yes, so don't worry about it. But the advice is just to enjoy it, because these moments are sort of like, you don't get many of them in your life, do you? These big moments.
About it was there's no one else there.
No one else was there. Also, it wasn't public, which I think Nicola appreciated. Your partner might have cared about that, might not care, by the way, but Nicola doesn't care either. But it was just relaxed, wasn't it?
It's relaxed. I hadn't had a shower that day because I was so hungover. I fell asleep as well. I had a nap.
Yeah, Nicola fell asleep on me basically afterwards, didn't you?
So, no, beforehand.
Beforehand, you just had a nap.
You were like expecting to propose to me.
Yeah.
By about 2 hours because I was so hungover and needed a nap. But it was great because it was completely unexpected.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear your voice left, so yeah. Trafford will play in the final. Yeah, love you. Thank you for the drink.
What you're eating.
No, Nicola's got me a Battenberg and a drink.
You don't know what a Battenberg is.
You know what of course you know what Battenberg is. But you know what Battenberg is, right? Surely.
From the UK, then?
It's marzipan, essentially, in cake. It's amazing. The biggest congratulations and good luck to you, Hussein, mate. Just enjoy it, pal. Don't rehearse it or anything too much. Just find a nice moment, get down on your knee and pop the question, and I'm sure they'll say yes. I'm sorry, I get my head in the game. I'm a bit all over the place today. So it's got started well. They've had a few chances, to be fair. Obviously, we've had a few as well. But we're winning. I think it's an early goal from them again. A reasonably early goal would actually probably change the dynamic a little bit. And at that point, we'd have to sort of we'd have to consider the ramifications of that. So we need to fix up a lot sharper. Sorry, I'm knackered today. I'm distracted by everything that's going on. I'll be honest with you. Why not a City attire? Just because I wanted to wear a fleece because it's cold in my office, mate. So got a lot of City stuff behind me, as you probably noticed. Yeah, I'm cold. I've got a very cold office. It's in the middle of winter, so I'm wearing a fleece. I apologize, my friend. I don't always wear a City shirt for every game. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I love how you're asking Hussein the advice. Maybe you already have. In that case, get out my comments, mate, and pros to your partner. Go on, Semenyo. Did a decent place on the channel here. My favourite kit of all time is this sort of like 1997-98 third kit. Oh, O'Reilly couldn't quite get away. But Nico sweeping up always. I'll show you my favourite City kit of all time. Let's see if we can find the picture of it. Kincladze in 1997. This is one of my favourite City kit of all time. I'd not even say it's the best one, but it's my favourite City kit of all time. That one there, Kincladze. I just love this kit. I've always loved that kit. It's a Kappa one. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's my favourite. I've always been obsessed with that kit for some reason. It's just a kit I loved. I mean, it was beautiful. It was one of the, like, you know, I was very, Nunez giving a yellow away. Yeah, but I love that one personally. It's a beautiful kit. Nunez, what are you doing, mate? Getting a bit too... Oh, he's fallen over. And then he's... Give the ball away. What are you doing, Nunez? Where are you going, mate? What are you doing? What is he doing? What is he doing? Faffing around there, mate. Stop fanning about. Thank you very much, Yasin Van Persie. I'm not sure you're related to Mr. Robin, but thank you so much. I appreciate it, pal. Yeah, just be myself, and yeah, I try. Thank you so much, mate. I would love a modern remake of it too. I think it's a beautiful kit. Well, it's exactly what he means, unfortunately. Oh, Trippier saved. Semenyo. What was that goal? That was terrible. Another jammy goal, but Marmoush again. Marmoush scrapping his way to a brace. Oh, lovely. Marmoush only... Yeah, Marmoush with another screamer. I mean, look at this goal. So down the channel anyway. Reinders bursts forward. Goes out wide to Semenyo. Semenyo's just onside. I mean, it's terrible. But you'll take the scrappy ones when you get a chance, won't you? Marmouche is having a blinder. Marmouche, by the way, some people just do score goals. I know it's a scrappy goal, but some people just do score goals. So why I'm not against him being in the team full stop every now and then, because I think Marmouche has an incredibly uncanny ability to score goals. Thank you. 2-0, that's surely, 4-0 in aggregate, surely that is enough now. It's been given, right? Marmouche. Why just brought the charger up? My laptop. Go on, Omar. So it looks like we're in the final against the Arsenal final. They're going to beat us, aren't they? Bloody hell. Maybe I'm wrong there, but it's... Yeah, I'll get onto the phone and stuff in a bit, but I do think there's something about him. I just think he's not like a tenacious person, personality-wise, I think. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't think he's naturally, De Bruyne or something like that. I think he's a lot more gentle in his approach, which is fine, but I think it obviously doesn't lend itself a elite superstar status sometimes. I know both of those goals were scrappy, but goal scorers do have a knack for being in. Marmouche absolutely has that. He's a killer. He's a goal scorer, isn't he, Marmouche? Oh, I didn't see that AFC Max. Thank you so much, mate. AFC Max is a supercharged me. I like you supercharged me. Says looks like it's in the final, mate. Good luck. I wish I could wish you good luck. I don't wish you a bad day, but I can't wish Arsenal luck, mate. Reinders is bursting forward here. Here's Semenyo. Oh, Reinders, there we go. It's 3-0. It definitely is in the final, mate. FC Max. Reinders has got his goal. Thank you so much for the super chat. Massively appreciated. 3-0, game over. City have just... Reinders again. Reinders has been brilliant. Deserved that. He's been excellent, hasn't he? He's been devastating for them. Look, Reinders' space is genuinely quite devastating. That's the thing. There's so much space tonight. Like they've been so much space for Reinders. I mean, we needed this easy night, didn't we? Collectively as a fan base. Well, it's 5-0, so we're already through to the final. He's done really well there, Reinders. Burst forward with that pace he's got. I thought Semenyo was going to score then, I'll be honest with you. Great finish. It's game over, chaotic. I'm saying that just because what can you do to me? What can City really do to me? Bring it on, lads. We probably will get an iPad in the second half. Maybe Makaidu. Oh, lovely stuff. Game over. It is game over. I'm sorry. It's game over. Let's be honest. Newcastle have been diabolical. We've had a little bit of luck and played quite well. $14 goals and assists from Reinders this season. He's involved regularly, to be fair to him. Thank you, Yasin Van Persie. It's very kind of you, mate. Yeah, well, I try my best. I always want to be myself. I want to be someone I can respect. You know, I want to be someone that my kids can respect. Even could be a foul on WrestleMania. That is the VAR tonight. Guess VAR doesn't say anything. That video earlier maybe what I start a channel just for life, I guess. Oh yeah, I remember that actually. Very much. I had forgotten. That is a penalty. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. But I guess they haven't given it. I'm not going to matter really. I don't know if they checked it or not, but I guess they couldn't be asked. I honestly believe sometimes they're like, it can't be asked because the referee's not said anything. And I think the fact that we're 3-0 up, no one really cares fully. I think the protests would be an awful lot stronger. Oh, poor Phil, smacked in the face. Trafford's going to be a world-class goalkeeper. I'm amazed that anyone could think otherwise. I just, yeah. Oh, I just hit the post there. Ramsdale was his chest. That you wallop that. Semenya's done really well to intercept it to Reinders. His touch is a bit heavy. Hit Ramsdale. Oh, in his balls. A fourth would be nice, wouldn't it? Even. I mean, that would at 6. You surely can't mess that up. And the boys. Yeah, I saw the SC, but I don't know how you even say that. Like you want a new thing. What does it even mean about the wanting a new winner every 6 years? That was before City went on to win it, wasn't it? To regular, to be fair, but I don't. Because Gonzalez is great. MH. I think, and this is my chaotic opinion. Modern City may be best suited by Nico than Rodri. And my logic is Nico does everything faster than Rodri. I'm not sure he does everything smarter than Rodri or anything better than Rodri, but he does it faster than Rodri. And I think the pace of the game being faster, more open, but more chaotic, suits our chaotic forwards. And I think it allows space, whereas Rodri slows games down. We may be more open, maybe more chaotic, more chances, but I think our forwards are more potent. Potentially. Thoughts in the chat? I might be wrong with that. I don't even know. I might be wrong. That's just a vibe. It could be that actually he just slows it down just as much. But it feels to me that Nico does things a little bit quicker. And he's a little bit looser and so on and whatever. But I do think it's a little bit more dynamic. I'm saying better, but I think it might suit I mean, yeah, in the modern era, I agree entirely, Curtis. For what it's worth, I think Rodri's nowhere near Rodri yet. I think when Rodri gets fully back, I mean, at that point, it's a no-brainer. He's not as good in the final third, no chance. But right now, to be fair, Rodri's not offering anything in the final third either. That will come back though, you'd think and hope. Go on, Nori. Gonzalez shoots. Oh, right at the keeper. JM just said Pep says free Palestine. Jim, I want to actually gently, when Gordon's down injured now, I want to gently address that video I did earlier about the Palestine and Guardiola and so on. And I understand. I've seen a lot of like Man City fans that I know of a Jewish heritage upset by Guardiola's words, and I just address how I understand why. To me, it looks like, to me, what I see, what's reported in the news and from one side and so on, it looks like the fist has been a lot firmer from one side of the conflict. It looks like a lot worse. There's been a lot more loss on one side. That's not to say there isn't a provocation. That's not to say there aren't hundreds of years of history that I don't fully understand. I understand how difficult it must be people of Israelis or Jewish background to hear these comments from Guardiola, because there are a lot of people who will naturally support a lot of people in their homeland, and a lot of people who will feel that Guardiola's taking a swipe at the Jewish community, which I don't think he is personally. I don't think he's directly, but I'd understand they would say, well, the results of that, of course, there was attacks on the Jewish community in Manchester recently, which was awful, and they will say this makes it more likely, and I understand that entirely. And if it was the other way around as well, you could turn around and say there'd be, if he decided one way, there could be more likely to be attacks on, people of Muslim background and so on. The point is, I'm saying is, I think it's a lose-lose scenario for Guardiola to talk about, and I understand why people are disappointed, and I understand why there'll be a lot of people who see things differently. In a different way that I don't necessarily agree with, but I understand why they will feel that way, because they feel that they're right, and that's maybe they are right, I don't know, but they'll feel also obviously, I would say this, a fierce defence of their homeland and the people who live in their country still. And as a collective, I understand the Jewish community have been through atrocities that hardly anyone can relate to. It was recently as our great-grandparents' history. So I understand why there'll be a fierce defensive nature for a lot of people of a Jewish background or Israeli background towards Guardiola's comments. I don't believe personally that Guardiola is anti-Semitic. I don't. I'm not. I know I'm not. I do. I look. This sounds stupid. I don't give a shit about anyone's race, background, colour, or anything. The only thing I ever care about is if the person's a dickhead or not. And I will only ever judge a person on their actions and their words. I don't care where they come from or what they do or what language they speak. It's entirely down to that. And I think Guardiola feels that way too. I understand it's caused a lot of frustration for a lot of people. I don't think Guardiola meant any harm to anyone in particular. I think he believes that one side has been more harshly treated than the other, and you don't have to agree with that. But he's entitled to feel that way based off what we've seen, reported. And based off what I've seen, I'm inclined to agree. I think but I can't prove it's true, and I might be wrong with that. I guess time will tell. It's difficult. I understand it's difficult. I understand it's really, really difficult. But it goes back to full circle to the point Guardiola's making. Regardless of all this, that's how I feel, Sean. That's how I feel. It feels that way based off what I've read. If that's not the case, then I apologise, Sean. But I can't ignore what I have seen and what I've read. And you can turn around and say, well, you've read false stuff. I can't prove that's true. I can only trust I can only trust BBC News and the things like that. I can only trust that. I can only trust the eyewitnesses reports. I can only trust Amnesty International. If you say that's wrong, well, fair enough. I don't know what you want me to do there. You can tell I could read reports to suggest otherwise. I'm sorry if it's wrong. But my place comes from the best of intentions. It honestly does. It always does. And there's so much more things I could say about it. But the point is, it's never even about that. And the reason Guardiola mentioned Palestine is because, like a lot of people, probably even myself, they see or read reports that suggest one side is suffering more than the other. That might not be true, but the point is I'm making it. I can see why Guardiola's come to that conclusion, maybe, and mention them. Exactly, that's how I feel, Curtis. I guess the point I'm making, Guardiola making, is even with all that, and I understand that it might offend a lot of people, but I still believe, hand down, great save for Trafford. I still believe, hands down, that Guardiola's intention was to simply say, we have lost the baseline of decency. We have lost it. The second people start to do awful things to innocent people in the name of their beliefs, because it justifies their position or it strengthens their position, we've lost. We've just all lost. We've lost, because then it's a one-upmanship and who can do the worst thing. We just lost. And I know I'm right on that. And I think to achieve what we've achieved as a species and still be so primal and so animalistic, that could be a handball against. Yeah, sorry about that. Going back to it again, but no, his arms are like that. He's fine there. No, he did that. I don't know what else he's meant to do there. That's fine. Nunes did nothing wrong there. His arms, he essentially did that, didn't he? I mean, Sean, that's criticizing Israel's approach to that war does not make you anti-Semitic. It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. You may feel it does, but it doesn't. It doesn't. It just doesn't. You could argue it does, but I don't think I don't think that's true. I mean, what about people who live in Israel who are Jewish who are critical of their own government? Then are they anti-Semitic? No, I agree. Sorry, Sean. No, Jason. I know. I'm just yeah. They are obviously not. It's complicated. I'm aware it's incredibly complicated. Oh, sorry, Sean. No, I thought you were saying you were picking up on a comment as if to say I was weighing on one side, and I understand now, Sean. Sorry about that. No good, Sean. It's obviously a lot to take in, mate. Trafford's a brilliant keeper, by the way. Half-time, City. I apologise. This video's been sort of mired down in politics a little bit. It's hard to get away from the noise that this morning's video created for me, and but thank you for hanging around if you've still listened to all that. I can't do anything other than be myself with these things. It's always why it's always what I've always done, and it was funny because always people think I want attention and I just like I'm a narcissist and all kind of stuff. That's why I do YouTube videos. No, I do videos because I fundamentally love communication. I just love talking. I love people and I love talking and I want to connect with people and I just enjoy sharing things I like. I would do YouTube videos about films, TV series, music, traveling, everything I could because I enjoy it. I just enjoy talking, and football is the easiest thing to talk about in the world for me, and that's why I do it, because it turns out it's just very easy. It's a football game in a few days, and all these people want to watch and talk about it, so that's why I do it. So yeah, I think that video this morning proved I think I'm a sincere person. Anyway, first half, 3-0 up. Wait, is a new Arctic Monkeys song? I just saw Sam Lee saying new Arctic Monkeys track playing at half time. Is it a new Arctic Monkey song? Is it any good? Would I be standing for Mayor of Ramsbottom? I'd be a fucking great Mayor of Ramsbottom. I actually think I would be a good politician. Actually, I don't think the elites would like me. I actually think I'd be a good politician because I am not afraid to be very honest. And stand firm in the face of decency and admit my failings. Do you know what my biggest issue with most politicians is, by the way? They don't admit mistakes, and they can't admit they're human, and they can't admit they don't have the answers. And I hate that. I hate people who present this veil of perfection. I think it's just so... I think the most attractive thing in a person and an ideology is the admission of flaws and a lack of knowledge and humility. I find the humility incredibly attractive. I do. I find it. I do. I just find humility an incredibly incredible character trait. But people don't. Anyway, halftime 3-0 up. Halftime thoughts. Get yours in. Blues. I am obviously incredibly distracted today, but I needed City to distract me today because it's been a tumultuous day. It's been a good game of football so far, and I am very, very, very content with the way this game is unfolding. We are 3-0 up at half-time, and I am more than content with it. I really am. Marmouche, of course, grabbed the brace. Nico Riley's the perfect banana replacement, says Craig. Did it really, Funky Toast? Did it really? That's interesting, mate. YouTube's getting me, is it, with the old adverts? Maybe it knows what I'm talking about. I don't worry about it. But yeah, overall, it's been a good half of football. City have been good value for their lead. I'll bring up the stats for you. 61% possession, 12 shots to their 4. They've had a couple of big chances, Newcastle. I think 3-1 might have been... 3-1 might have been a better scoreline. I think they probably deserved a goal, I reckon. But with City had easily 2-3 goals to the good here and absolutely deserved it. I agree. Denise Aguero said we look smooth, direct, no shit holding. I agree with that. Traff's been really good. Tijani Reinders is doing really well. Marmouche scored a couple of goals. Semenyo's been lively and bustling. Nico Gonzalez has looked good. It's been decent. I don't think it's quite this formation as it is on the screen here, as you can see. I'll actually show you how we've been playing. The average positions, where is it so far? Average positions, there we go. That'll show you there. Nori is... Oh, sorry, that's Nunez is on the right, getting forward. Nori's on the left. Nico Gonzalez and O'Reilly are there. I mean, Nico is really deep. Look how deep he is, this. And Nico O'Reilly. Nico Gonzalez there. Phil Foden there. Marmouche through the middle. Reinders sort of weirdly in this left channel getting forward an awful lot. And Semenyo, of course, furthest forward there. But I think largely that's represented what have been. I really like Nico O'Reilly playing a bit deeper. He's definitely growing into this role. And I think it's really impressive that he's obviously got this composure to his game that he's developing. I think it's going to take a while to be an elite level midfielder, but what he does have for him is the confidence in his ability. He has the physicality, of course, the composure passing as well. I mean, look at that. He's completed 55 out of 57 passes. 24 out of 25 in the opposition half as well. He's been really good, man. Defensively as well. Yeah, he's won a few ground duels, intercepted the ball a few times. He's been good, man. He's been good. He's a really good player, Nico Riley. Marmouche, of course, with a couple of goals. Look, they aren't the great goals. They aren't great goals at all. But they are goals that he's earned, if that makes sense. He was a lovely little flick and a 1-2. I think it was Reinders to get him behind for the first one. Obviously, the ball deflects off him up into the back of the net. It's a very scrappy goal, but you take it. And a second one, he's in the right place just to essentially pounce on a scrappy little flick up in the air and head it in. They're not great goals, but great goal scorers often score these kind of goals because they have a tendency to be close to the ball and score. 4 shots, 2 goals. Bon Marmouche, yeah, he's doing well. Trafford's fantastic, by the way. I really, really like James Trafford. I think he's obviously going to be a world-class goalkeeper one day. It's painfully obvious to me. I just don't see how anyone could deny James Trafford's ability. It's very obvious. And that's not even me saying Donnarumma shouldn't start, but I think Trafford's a fantastic keeper. I think he's brilliant. I think he's a great shot stopper. I think he's composed with the ball at his feet. He's not Edison, no. I think he's slightly better than Donnarumma with the ball at his feet. I think he commands his area really well. I think he's a great shot stopper. Of course, homegrown, loves the club. I think Trafford's a fantastic keeper. I think the pressing's been better actually as well. I think I agree with that. I think Marmouche is a lot more dynamic than Haaland that way. He does hate Newcastle, doesn't he? 5 goals in 2 games against them. First hat-trick last season. He's got a second, 2 tonight. He's done well on the left as well, getting forward really nicely. There's a left back. I think we might get a chance to see a Nipan debut. On the bench we got today, we've got big Juanluigi Donnarumma, Diaz, Ruben Diaz back on the bench, which is lovely to say. I forgot to mention that earlier. Max Elaine, Rico Lewis, Ryan Shirky, Rodri, Sever Nipan. No Bernardo Silva today, by the way. Erling Haaland and Ryan McAdoo. I would love to see Nipan and McAdoo. They would deserve it as well. They absolutely would do. I think they would deserve it. Fingers crossed they will do. Rehan, thank you so much for becoming a member, mate. That's really kind. Thank you. I don't get many members these days because I'm gonna be honest, I've been really bad at keeping up to the member stuff. But he's just supporting. Oh, you said excellent vlog earlier on. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate the support and I appreciate the sincerity of a lot of people replying to that. It was an imperfect video because it was unplanned. It was just me sort of being myself, I guess. I just beat myself, and I'm glad it resonated with an awful lot of people. I tried my best to be honest as I can do, and I'm glad a lot of people took that with the intention that was made. Thank you so much, mate. Makaidu, he probably will be. He probably almost certainly will be. So Gabriel Martinez, what do you think about it? He said Forza Gonzalez over Rodri. I said a hot take during the first half, and I don't know what you guys think. And I could be wrong. I would like to see some people who are smarter than me actually chip in on this. But my theory is that when Nico Gonzalez plays, we feel faster. I think he's more inclined to move the ball quicker. I think he's more inclined to make more mistakes potentially, and he's not quite as good going forward. But he does things a little bit quicker because he's a little bit more dynamic and a bit young and a bit like more spicier with his play. Spicy is not the word. Sparky, I would say. Sprightly. That's the word, sprightly. And I think what it does is actually leave spaces for our chaos ball forwards. I think chaos ball really suits City. We may be more open or whatever, but I actually think what we lose maybe in defensive stability or control, we actually open up for our forwards to have a little bit more space. Look at the space that Reiner's got today, just running aggressively at people. Look at what Doku does in space. Look what Shirky does in space. Look what Semenyo does in space. Marmouche does in space. I think it really, really plays into our strengths to have this much space. So I think there's something in that. Maybe Nico does suit the team. Let me know what you reckon in the chat. Rodri, of course, isn't up to speed yet, so we're not comparing, it's apples and oranges. Rodri's not Rodri. Rodri's this sort of weird version of him, It's not fully there yet. Craig said with Super Chat, thank you so much, Craig. Said such a difference in the pace of the game when there's no Rodri or Bernard on the side. Love them, but we play so much more fluid with the two Nicos. I mean, we are playing more fluidly and more aggressive, Craig. I can't deny that. I think Newcastle have been shoddy for what it's worth. They've been really poor. It is a reasonably strong side, but they are missing Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton, and it's not quite as strong. They're missing a fair few players, aren't they? Livramento, Shaw, Bruno Guimaraes, he's not available yet. It's a slightly changed side. But I do think there is something in that, mate. I think we are more fluid, more aggressive, and yeah, I agree. I think the two Nicos are a really solid addition. I'm enjoying this Nico Riley, really, really enjoying. I might have to put this on the old screen as well up there on the Twitter. Really, really enjoying the two Nicos in midfield. I am. I think they're a nice little partnership, and I think they are. I think we are working towards something different. That's the thing, is I don't know what our midfield's going to look like in a year or two from now. I have no idea, but I do think the team is going to change and evolve multiple times, and I'm really hoping Guardiola stays around to sort that, because I think City have got an awful lot of talent. I know we've been frustrating every now and then, and I've lost my head a little bit because I'm tired and it's hard to do that. But I do think. I do truly believe that we've got a lot of talent that will find itself in its own skin, its own. It'll find itself. It'll find a version of itself that works well. Yeah, because I think there's a collection of players that have talent. Some will move on, some won't make it, but I think an awful lot of them will. I think there's a lot of ability there, and I'm looking forward to see how it evolves, because I think there is talent, and I think there is a lot of potential for this City side to evolve more. I like seeing Nico play. I think he's going to get better. I think Nico has done really well, and he's been here for a year now, just over a year, and I do feel he's got another level or two to go. I do agree with Louis. I like O'Reilly slotting behind Aït-Nouri. I'm enjoying Aït-Nouri getting a run of games as well. I mean, the pressing has been good today as well, Dan the Man. I agree massively. I mean, Newcastle had to come at us, but Newcastle have been poor. We got a little bit of luck, but we've taken the chances really nicely. I'm enjoying this game. I'm enjoying it. Marmoush does deserve to play more. I said the other day that I want a second half of the season where Marmoush is just involved an awful lot more, because he's too talented not to make a difference. The versatility of these players, and we talk about versatility here. When you look at the lineup here, you've got it's sort of like this, isn't it? Like, let me just change the colour of this now. By the way, it's all wrong here. It always goes to red. Boo to this team. You've got Trafford in goal. You've got Aït-Nouri here. Ake, I forgot who was playing it, but he's centre back then. Ake, Kusanov, Nunes. Then you've got O'Reilly, Nico G. Who's this? Foden, Marmoush, Reinders, and Semenyo. So you've sort of got the way we're playing today. Reinders is all the way up there. Marmoush is sort of like central point off the channel, but he's sort of like a false nine, if I'm being honest with you. Aït-Nouri's getting really far up the pitch. O'Reilly's sort of sitting a bit deeper. Foden's up there too. It's sort of a bit like this, how we're playing when we got the ball. O'Reilly's being actually quite deep. Obviously, Nunes is getting forward too. It's sort of like this. Reinders is quite far up. Marmoush is cutting off the wing. But I like O'Reilly being a little bit deeper. I like it. Like he suits that role. He's got the physicality. Nico suits it too. They both are aggressive ball winners. They aren't necessarily as subtle as Rodri on the ball at his very best. Maybe they're not Fernandinho either in terms of the defensive acumen, but they're both clearly aggressive, and they hunt down the ball, and they have energy and the physicality to actually match a lot of aggressive midfields. And then you've got Aït-Nouri then allowed to get forward, who's more creative, I would say, than probably Nico O'Reilly on the left, because he's more of a natural fullback. And I think it sort of works. Semenyo, of course, is very comfortable cutting in. It's sort of like that, really, isn't it? Reinders has been sort of in this channel getting forward. Do I see Haaland starting the next game? Almost certainly do, mate. Yeah, so where we go to the left, Semenyo comes central. We're down the right, Marmoush comes central. I mean, it is sort of like that. If you go down the right, Marmoush goes over here. If we go down the left, Semenyo this way, Semenyo will come in. But if we go down this side, of course, Marmoush will drift over. And it is sort of like that. And it does work for us. Second half about to get underway. I want to see, obviously, another goal would be nice. We are underway. Oops. I thought we were underway then. I thought it was Gordon running. It was actually just a replay. Reinders, of course, getting his goal and being vastly involved. Reinders, created four chances, 3 shots and goal as well, and scored, of course. Julian, we'll see, mate. Oh, Elaine's on. Max Elaine's on. Interesting. Go on, Max. Happy to see Max go on the pitch today. No Ruben Diaz. I don't want to see him on the pitch if we have to. Second half about to be underway. Hopefully another goal early. Foden got the armband, well, rightfully so. So hopefully another goal early on will... I mean, it's done. It's 5-0. It's obviously done. But it's weird, isn't it? We've been so burned recently that... Dan burned. That we haven't been Dan burned, thankfully. Oh, God. Kusanov, what have you done? Kusanov's just giving him a chance. Unfortunately. Fortunately for him, it's not come to anything. It was a really poor ball to Nico. Oh, terrible finish from Visser. Shocking finish. Thankfully. I suspect we will see a Makeda or a Nipan today. Played Nunes, good defending. I didn't, Yasin. I mean, I'm not following Pochettino or Argentinian politics. I like Pochettino. Never have liked Pochettino for what it's worth. my opinion, Pochettino has always been that the man's a massive loser. I know he's a winner. He's a millionaire coach and blah 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 blah. But he's a fucking loser. He always has been. I had never rated him as a manager when he was happy to get top 4 or win a trophy for Spurs. Wrong. Spurs needed a trophy more than top 4. And I also recently saw Pochettino castigate his own players as the American coach for criticising the ticket prices, saying these players shouldn't be political and things like that. I'm like, fuck off, you absolute shill. I'm sorry. Pochettino was shilling there for extreme American capitalism, and I wasn't a fan of that at all. I was like, no, fuck off, mate. You players don't have your right to talk about the cost of tickets being absurd. And that annoyed me, that, because you can tell Pochettino knows which side his bread is buttered and is very happy for that butter to lick that butter up, put it that way. I don't know. I think Pochettino's a loser. I think he's an absolute loser. I think he is. I don't think he's that good a coach. I think he's okay. He's a good coach, but he's not a great coach. He'll never be a winner, Pochettino, because he isn't a man, in my opinion, of true conviction. I think he should have gone, yeah, you know what? It is absurdly expensive. Oh, Louis, we've been all over this video, it's been all over this video, mate, but we're thank you very much, though, mate. We've talked about a lot on this video today. I'm sure it'll come up again at some point. I don't ask so much for people. It's not on me to ask anyone of anyone, really, but I guess I would hope that people would always treat people with decency and respect. I always talk to Nicola about. I always like to get philosophical on these things, and my view on life always is that I will never. I don't believe in revenge, and I don't believe in eye for an eye. Simply because I actually think I think it's for selfish reasons. I think, for example, say you've got a friend who's been awkward with you. If you're nice back, if you're just nice back to them, go, right, okay, fair enough, and they continue being awkward to you, then they are showing their level, if that makes sense. I don't believe in lowering myself. I'll always be nice back to people, because I think what that does it shows you who the people are that will reach your bar of decency, who the people are that you can trust. So if someone's awkward to you and you're decent back to them, they'll either double down and be a twat, or they'll apologise. And at that point you go, well, okay, they've got decency. You know what I mean by that? I think the power of being nice and being respectful is that it actually filters out the people who aren't worth your time. And I do think you get, and I think, you know, and then I don't get petty because I think, well, you never know who they truly are because you've just gone to their level. And I think I also don't mind people making mistakes if they apologise, you know, and you give them a chance to apologise then by not entrenching their views, if that makes sense. So I always think in life it's always worth, and I'll teach my kids this, and I've chatted to Nick a lot, it's always worth just being the bigger person. Always be the bigger person, because for one, it's the right thing to do, and two, you win. You win because you surround yourself with better people then, because you realise who actually can I guess can be trusted and relied on. And I think that decency is in short shrift these days. Everyone's like, well, he said this to me, so I'm going to say that to him. And I'm like, at that point, you've lost. Of course, I don't always get it right. Who does? But at that point, everyone's lost, because everyone just gets... It goes around in circles, doesn't it? And it becomes nastier and nastier. So that is my advice for anyone. Always try and be the nicest person in the room. I know it sounds really basic, but I think there's something in that. And Newcastle going forward... Elaine doing really well to get back. Well done, mate. And I think also empathy and decency. Life's just easier. It's just easier. Good defending from Elaine on him. I don't have any enemies. I have no enemies. I really don't, JM. The reason I have no enemies is because I don't. If anyone's a dick to me, I just immediately forget about them. I immediately go, right, okay, whatever, and I'll just walk away from them. And I will truly just. I don't give them time, because I don't hang around with them then. They are gone to me. They are just a person who I think's a twat once, and I leave them. I don't do enemies because I don't give those people a chance to mean anything to me, if that makes sense. I just don't think anyone is... If you've got enemies, you're participating in a fight, if that makes sense. And there's nothing to gain from that. Nothing. Other than stubbornness. Like, you've nothing to gain. Nothing. It's just a waste of anyone's energy. Like, I would rather sit and go and read a nice book, go for a walk with my family, you know, anything. Talk about something fun. Do something fun. Not just bitch and bicker. You know, it's so tiring. Go on, Semenyo. City going forward here. Marmouche wants that hat trick. Oh, he's drilled it across. No one there. O'Reilly presses like a dog, doesn't he? I'm really aggressive, O'Reilly. Crawford's great, Driffy, in my opinion. I think he's a great player. Excuse me? Nico Riley looks so much at home in this midfield role, doesn't he? It's almost like he was a central midfielder in the first place. And Guardiola's plan of pushing him out wide for a little bit, doing a good job there. I mean, I don't think the idea was to ease him centrally. No, he did it. To be fair, he said very early on that he's a midfielder. And I think he probably always knew he'd end up there. But it takes a while, doesn't it, to earn the trust. And Nori, of course, returning back to team fitness and being an option. Really nice football there. Oh, Reinders nearly got through. So I don't actually know that line, JM. What's Vinland Saga, and what's the context of that? I don't have any. I also don't have any friends I don't like. You know, I literally never argue with friends. I've never argued with a friend of mine ever, like ever. I have never had a fallout with a friend. I'm not just saying that. I haven't. I think it's because I very quickly know who the people are who are worth getting close to, if that makes sense. And I've had very little problem. I think I can tell within a few conversations if someone's a good person or not. I've never fallen out with someone as a result. I find it very hard to fall out with people anyway, really. Oh, nearly free from Semenyo to Reinders. Yeah, Chaotic's not in it much, is it, for Phil, unfortunately. Ryan is down. But it was never a penalty, was it? Okay, JM. I mean, I think it's a very simple way to live life, isn't it? Enemies are wasted energy. They really are. Consumed with hate and all that stuff, all that Jedi nonsense. The darkness leads to whatever it is. I got Mamush pressing aggressively here. Oh, nearly got the balls off Mamush. Well, they beat us. Yeah, I don't know, Nico. They beat us early on the season, didn't they? The other week, a few weeks back. Well, Lane, you got lucky there, my friend. Good touch from Semenyo. Really good touch from Semenyo on the touchline. I want to see that again. It looks like it could be a penalty against us. Great ball in behind to Marmouche. Oh. Reinders' chance for Marmouche cut back to him nicely, but he's just spooned it wide, to be honest. It's mad, by the way, that we could have scored a goal then, and they're still doing a VAR check. Unbelievable. So was it Nico G to Marmouche? Got to score there, Reinders. Oh, there's nothing in that. That's not strong enough for me, mate. I don't think that's a penalty. Sorry, that's not a penalty in my opinion. It's too soft. I don't think I'd want a penalty for us either. There's not much of a drag back there. Yeah, I agree, Ethan. I think the Semenyo one was maybe slightly more of a pen. I don't think that's my blue tinted specs saying that. They're not actually blue tinted specs. They're I don't really like those blue tinted specs. You know the ones where you get like the anti glare ones. Horrible. Every time I look for them, they're sort of yellowed, aren't they? I don't like it. But metaphorically. But I honestly don't think it's City bias. I think it was soft. I think Semenyo one does more obvious contact with the legs. I think that's a Vissa lacking confidence there, because if he was at Brentford still, Vissa gets away there and scores, I reckon. I think he's felt the contact and looked for the penalty. Yeah, Newcastle are a poor away. They've not been great all season, to be honest. Weird team, Newcastle. Could be brilliant. I mean, the league is just hard. It is a hard league. It's good, isn't it, Driffy? Very aggressive press today. I've just realised we haven't collapsed in the second half yet. We've actually had the better chances again. We had more possession in the second half than the first. Look at that. Oh, nearly in for Semenyo. I mean, it'd be a hell of a collapse. The collapse of all collapses, Ethan. We need both of them, Flex and Bus Gaming, in my opinion, to half an hour left, and this game's going to get very strolly, isn't it? Towards the end. Yeah, he's been great, sweet, lively man, isn't he, Marmouche, right now? Better form than Haaland, if we're being honest. Disappointing in Haaland. I don't know what's going on. It could just be fitness, form, confidence. Who knows? But I do know that Haaland needs this Marmouche challenge. Unbelievable goal from Malanga. 3-1. Alanga's just scored a lovely goal for Newcastle. Is this the collapse beginning? He's run between... Too easy between Reinders and Nori. It's too easy, that, isn't it? I mean, it's a good goal, but it's too easy. It's hard for O'Reilly because he stood up 1-on-1 there. I don't really blame O'Reilly for that. Yeah, I mean, I nearly tweeted about the collapse not happening, so I'm glad I didn't. Can't fucking jinx that, can I? His first goal. Of course it's his first goal. Of course it's his bloody first goal. We always give people their first goals for the club, aren't we? Or their first goal in about 4 years or whatever. Surely we won't concede another 4 goals, you'd think. Don't panic here, City. A little bit of panicking, a little bit of flapping. I know we are sort of through here, and there's like half an hour left. I understand Pep won't want to invite a total collapse, but we are through. I mean, it's weird because you're winning 3-1 the night, but it's 5-1. The score's 5-1, and it's weird to play the night, not the tie, if that makes sense. Like, but I do think he should hope he remembers the tie and does give minutes to Makaido or Naipan, because it'd just be nice to see, wouldn't it? It's not the worst idea, Flex. I mean, we lost our nerves, haven't we, Naz? We're winning 5-1. I'd love to see Makaido, though. Makaido more than Nipan, I reckon. We'll be okay, don't worry, Ashley. I wonder who we bring on next, if at all. Are you actually coming up? How did you see this on a football stream? Nicola's baking a cake, and she texted me saying she's making a bakewell cake. It's really nice. I said, "Did you want to try the mix?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I'm not gonna lick a giant spoon on camera. I'll go off camera for that. No, I'm not doing that. No one wants to see that. I've degraded myself enough today on YouTube. That's so nice.
It's so good, isn't it?
Cake mix is phenomenal. It's a good cake. She's making a bakewell cake. Lovely stuff. Haaland, Rodri, Shirky coming on. Oh, great stuff. That means no, both Makaido and Naipan aren't coming on. I don't understand why we're bringing offside. Bloody hell, they've scored. Why bring in Rodri on? I guess he wants to calm the game down, but why? He's miles offside, it's fine. Rodri, Haaland and Shirky coming on. Being on the big guys. Five one up, and we're bringing on these lads. Okay. I don't know what to make of those substitutions. Yeah, Tom. So I've actually bought something. Has anyone heard of the brick? It's this little tiny little square that when you tap your phone and it's got an NFC thing in it, it literally bricks your apps, and your apps won't work until you touch your phone against it again. I was reading an article the other night, about the effects of social media and changing us as people. And I spend too much time scrolling, like we all do, and I am tired. Oh, Foden. I'm tired and I am susceptible because I have two small kids to tedium and boredom of just picking up. Amount of times I go to do a work email on my phone and I realise I'm on Instagram going through stories or scrolling through Twitter. Oh, Langley's just missed a sitter. They should have scored there. I mean, come on, City, we're flapping here. Keep the ball. I understand why Rodri's coming on. But yeah, I bought that, Tom. I've not used it. I only turned up today, literally today, because I wanted to detach from social media because I was reading an article about how it's literally rewiring our brains, our attention span, that human behaviour has been hacked in the way that we hacked the behaviour of dogs. And that really hit home for me. That we have been hacked to be subservient, to be I mean, to be fair, we've done all right until the last 5 minutes, and then we just bottled it again. Yeah, but I am weaning myself off social media. I'm going to try that brick thing, see how it goes. I'm going to brick my phone, and I'm not going to go near it with social media for large parts of the day because I'm going to remove the temptation, and I'm looking forward to. I don't want my brain, my attention span, I think we take up too much information, and social media absolutely has a negative effect on all of us, and I am sick of it. I feel myself getting dumber and less emotionally intelligent. So I'm very looking. I'm going to cut it all out. The defense has been the midfield. Everything's been chaotic with the last 20 minutes. Foden off for Shirky. Let's see what Shirky's got for us in a little bit of Shirky ball for it. Rodri on for O'Reilly, and obviously Haaland was for Semenyo. Surely he's miles off there, Alanga. Yeah, he is. He's like 4 miles offside. What's going on? Haaland nearly found Marmoush. Kicked it straight onto Haaland's head there, Ramsdale. I think it's a bit too early to say that, Matty. A little bit too early to say that, but we'll see. Look at how open it is. It's just a passing behind every single time. Point swept, by the way. Rashford, I think he's third in La Liga for most goals and assists. So he's doing all right at Barca. Rashford. 20 minutes left. Every passing minute puts us one less minute for it to be likely to score 4 goals. That worded that terribly. Every passing minute makes it less likely for them to score 4 goals. So, should be able to relax a little bit. Unbelievable line, that SC. To be honest, in the start of the season, it was a bit deeper, Foden. It sort of suited him, but he's not been there at all much recently. Well, I don't know about that. Rodgers just not back yet, Tom. He's got the Plodry feel back. He feels like Plodry of years ago because he's still trying to find his sharpness. But he's come back into a Premier League 18 months later. Essentially, that is more aggressive than ever. And I think it's a faster Premier League. I think it's going to take a longer time to catch up to, being honest with you. In some games, Tom, not all games, I think he needs rests. I think he should be starting regularly, absolutely. I think Rodri is the kind of player, even if he's not in great form, he's Rodri. The upside of Rodri, getting back to himself is absurd. He's a player special who can win you things on his own because he's the best in the world, but he's at his very best. So you take the risk of playing him, even if his form isn't great. You have to play Rodri back into form because he's Rodri. Reinders. He's not playing much recently, don't forget flex. I'm sure Nico will be available for Liverpool if needs be. Rodri for Rodrigo and Valverde. Oh, God. I think City might be tempted for what it's worth. I don't know how I feel about that. I'd have to think about it a little bit more. Where's Valverde at in 2026? I'm not be paying attention to Madrid. I think you play right back Valverde. I'm making that up. Yeah, I don't know what Valverde's up to. Cynical from Nico there. Stupid yellow card. Fernandinho would have won. You're right, actually. Fernandinho had this incredible charm, didn't he, with referees? Very likeable. We definitely found a composure a little bit, actually. Guardiola clapping ain't no worry there. Shirky's always wanting the ball. Oh, Mamouche. Chance for a hat-trick there. Blazed it over. Very nice football. Good ball from Haaland out to Mamouche. Nice football leading up to it. I do believe when we got, there'll be a couple more tweaks in the summer. I think the reason I don't really fully judge this Manchester City side as the Manchester City side that's meant to be winning all these titles right now is because it's very obvious to me several players are going to replace in the summer again. I think the rebuild is like 2/3 of the way through. I think the next window is going to be largely the structure of the rebuild complete. There'll be one or two additions here and there, of course, in future windows. But I do think largely the next window is going to be the one, like, for example, it's going to be Bernardo will leave. Oh, Newcastle nearly scored. I don't know how that's stuck on the back of the net. Right across goal. Alanga's crossed it in. A deep cross from just a free kick. Alanga's hooked it back across the goal. It's trickled across the goal line. I don't know how no one's put that in the back of the net. Oh, Vissa, how's he not scored there? But yeah, it's obvious to me 5, 6, 7 players are going to leave in the summer. And well, the thing is, we bought so many, and I'm sure they'll feel like panic buys, but I don't think they are. I think largely, if you sign 10, 12, 13 players, even the success of 8 of them being good is good. You can't sign. We had a spell where every player we signed was brilliant, and that I actually think was because these players are coming into settled squads and they had the chance to sort of adapt to the standards. Whereas it's harder when you're replacing too many at two once because some fall by the wayside. Because it's too much change and it's not it's chaotic. Oh, what a ball to Haaland. Oh! He could have took another touch at Haaland. He shot early. Good save from Ramsdale. I think it was a beautiful ball. Was it Shirky? Oh, unbelievable pass. Shirky, man. Ridiculous player. De Bruyne-esque. Rico on. So that's the end of the dream for the youngsters. Rico for Nico. I've seen clips, Craig, and I know Vitor Reis is intensely highly rated. I know he's doing really well there, and there's some rumours that Ancelotti, now the Brazil manager, mental, is looking at him potentially for addition to the World Cup. I don't think he is, Tom. I think he's just young. You look at young John Stones at the same age. How old is Vitor Reis? Vitor Reis is 20 years old. Stones signs for Man City. How old was John Stones when he signed for Man City? 22. So John Stones was 22 when he signed for Man City. If you look at John Stones, John Stones at Barnsley. Look at him at Barnsley. There you go. Here's John Stones at Barnsley. Look at that scrawny little man compared to what he grew into. Now tell me that isn't Vitor Reis at Girona. There you go, watch. I mean, look at that. It's just the same, isn't it? He's just essentially the same. Same build. He'll grow into his physicality. He's quite tall, which is decent. Very similar. How old was John Stones at Barnsley when he was on loan there? They got the shoulders, which is the most important thing. John Stones played in Barnsley when he was until 2013. So he was 19-ish when he signed for Everton. So roughly a similar age right now as when Reece signed for us. He'll be fine, man. He'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Free kick for City. Shirky right into keeper's arms. But really good in the air. That's the point. Yeah, that's the thing that's encouraging for me. Vitor Reis, aerial dominance is the most physical thing you can have as a centre back, really. And Vitor Reis wins everything in the air, and he's elegant, composed, decent turn of pace, deceptive turn of pace. I think he's brilliant. I think Vitor Reis is an absurdly good talent. I think he's got potential to be a Thiago Silva regen. I think he's got everything. Oh, Shirky again created a chance for Haaland. He's an output machine, isn't he? It's not bad, is it, Chaotic? You didn't even know Gay either into that, mate. I had Mark Gay there, pal. We signed him, don't forget. He's doing really well at Girona. Honestly, he's doing really well. We are staring down the end of the game now, thankfully. Off to Wembley again. Hopefully we'll win it. Bars, he's loaned, I think. I don't think he's gone yet. We are into the final basically now, aren't we? Which is good. I think there's a chance for another goal here still. Mamu's got man of the match. I think he probably deserved that. We are just strolling into this now, aren't we? Yeah, Kusanov's great. I mean, he's not been perfect, Kusanov, but obviously his ability. Sloppy there. A quick Richard Dunn. What a comment. Our chances versus Arsenal. I mean, Shirky. That footwork from Shirky then. Ridiculous. I mean, obviously they're a better side than us, but in a final at Wembley with everyone fit, our 11 can beat them easily. Maybe Shirky comes alive at Wembley. Shirky's so much fun, isn't he? Don't concede another, City. Don't concede another, lads. No more faffing around. Rodri's never been fast. Commentators talking about Rodri being slow. No, Yosko. No, you're right. But as fit as we can be right now, Gay and Diaz is pretty good, or Kusanov, isn't it? Should be done. Go on, Haaland. Oh, unlucky Reinders. Off to Wembley, lads. There we go. We did it. We did it. You take that, don't you? Lovely stuff. Into the final. What more could we ask for? Done. See, we'll face Arsenal in the final. Guys, thanks for watching. It's been a bit of a low-key watch-along, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm going to get my match reaction ready because I want to be done for the night because I'm tired today. But thank you so much to everyone who joined me, to everyone in the chat, to Carly, to Ethan, to Craig, to JM, to Tom, to Driffy, to all the people at the start as well who so supported with super chats and so on. You're all absolute legends. Thank you, and I'll see you live for match reaction, hopefully by 10 o'clock in a bit. Bye-bye.